This is a very quick video about the Bose Soundtouch 300 subwoofer. Again, because I already uploaded a video about this, but many people has been asking me for more details. So I will try to give additional details to the ones I already gave in the other video. For example, I have these three speakers. The first one is a Eminence DB-10 350. It's a 10 inches subwoofer, and it's very likely like the Soundtouch subwoofer. Here you can see it besides the subwoofer, Soundtouch 300 subwoofer. This is only the speaker, of course. The enclosure is up here, and also, so as a reference, here is the JBL LCS 1200W. This is a 12 inches speaker. So my apologies for the stream close up, but I was not using a tripod, so I have one camera in my hand and the other one I manipulated the speaker. So the first one is the Eminence DB-350. Must be very old, since a long time I don't see products made in the US, especially electronics. And here you have the Bose one, from the 300 Touch. This one is made in China, and also the JBL one is made in China. Again, I miss products made in the US, but also I'm happy that they are so cheap now because they are made in China. But anyway, to make the comparison between the three speakers, let me show you the following chart. So here we have the Bose Soundtouch 300 subwoofer. I believe it is 300 since the chip in the motherboard or the mainboard is for 300, 400 watts. Sorry. The Eminence, according to the specs, is 350, and it says in the specifications that 700 for a music program. I don't know what that is. And the JBL one is for 250, but in the speaker it says 22 watts to 200, so the 250 I believe is the peak. The Bose one is 2 ohms, Eminence is 16 ohms, and the JBL is 4 ohms. Is more 4 ohms is more like for cars. 16 ohms are more for like home user or professional P8, something like that. And the Bose Soundtouch with 2 ohms could be used in any situation. But here I want to point out that many people is asking me about how, if they can use like a 15 inches speaker in a 20 watts stereo, something like that. The size of the speaker is not very important to the amplifier. The really important part for an amplifier is the ohms the speaker have. Because if you have an amplifier that says that you should not use more than 4 ohms speakers in the outputs, and you put something like the Eminence with 16 ohms of resistance, you are going to burn out the amplifier. Also, if you use a very small amount of ohms, like a 2 ohms speaker like the Bose one, and you use it in a Onkyo amplifier or something like that, is almost a short circuit for the amplifier, so it's going to burn again. So if you have a 20 inches speaker of 50 inches, something like that, for 300 watts, and you put it onto a 20 watts amplifier, nothing's gonna happen. You are going to get some sound, maybe not very loud, but it's not going to burn your amplifier. But if you have an amplifier that says that don't use speakers more than 4 ohms in impedance, and you put a 16 ohms speaker, you are going to burn the amplifier. So again, the size or the watts are not as important as the ohms you use in your speakers and amplifier. Always read the manual of your amplifier to see what impedance the speaker should be. So let's go to the chart. The open diameter is 10 inches, 10 inches for the Eminence as well, and 12 inches for the JBL. The motor or the magnet is 6.29 inches for the Soundtouch, the same for the Eminence, and 4.72 for the JBL. As you can see, the magnet in the JBL is a little bit smaller. The height, there is a mistake in the Bose one, is 4.5 inches, not 14. 4.72 for the Eminence and 5.5 for the JBL. The Bose one weighs 11 pounds, the Eminence 10.80, and the JBL 5.5. As you can see, the Bose one and Eminence are very heavy, almost as double the weight of the JBL. The price for the Bose is with the enclosure and the amplifier is around $600-700 new. So I cannot get the price for the speaker only. For the Eminence, the only price I could find was $107, and the JBL is $65. Going back to the Soundtouch model, this is the wireless car. The subwoofer will receive the audio from here, from the bar, and this is the main board. Here you can see the amplifier chip and the output bobbins for rectifying the sound. That's how a Class D amplifier works. So let's go to the beginning of the circuit. So this is the main AC input. So it goes to a filter and then a switch mode power supply. There is a relay for the speaker, then the step down transformers, and then it goes to the main amplifier. So all this part could be called the power supply. Then this part is the amplifier. Here is the chip, the filter capacitors, and also the filter coils. Again, because that's how Class D amplifier works. Somebody asked me if there is a fuse because his subwoofer stopped working, and no, there is no fuse there. I couldn't find any. This is the input from the soundbar. If you want to make it wired, you insert a cable from the soundbar to this port. But as far as I can see, this is a stereo input, so any stereo cable should work. Here is the input port, a service, a status, that's a LED, a custom as in, that is from the main Soundtouch bar, and sub in. I think this is to be used in other systems, I'm not sure. So here you have it. Another curious thing I find is that with the Soundtouch 30, not the 300, the 30, it has a very big subwoofer. Here you can see it disassembled, but pay special attention to the subwoofer. This is the subwoofer, and let me introduce you to the biggest small subwoofer I have seen. Here it is. Let me take this cover out, and there is. It's like 4 inches. The design is very complex because it looks like the metal tab carries the sound inside this box. This is the motor of the subwoofer. As you can see, it's as big as the front of the subwoofer. So it is also 5 inches. Let me get a tape measurement. And look at the main speakers. They are like 1 inch, but when this was working, it had a very good sound, a very deep bass, thanks to the, I don't know, the design it has, because the motor of the subwoofer is huge for its size. Here we have the tape measure, and it is like 4 inches deep. And also, let me get it across. It's like 5 inches, 5.5 inches, or almost 6 inches across. Yeah, so it is a small package, but very powerful. Oh yeah, 5.5. Let's compare this one with another speaker, one from the old Acoustimas model. This is almost the same radio as the new one, but one big difference is the motor. As you can see, it's almost the same size. This is a little bit square and the other one is completely round. But the motor in the new one is huge compared to the size of the speaker. You could say that it is because of the shield it has, but I look at inside the shield and this the magnet is almost the same size. So yeah, this is huge. Or not also just look at the deep of the speaker, and the new one is like an inch and a half bigger than the new old one. And a huge apologize for the crappy video, but I was in a hurry. Because of my work and the COVID situation, I haven't been able to pull videos more often because my work had me very busy. But I promise to give more details on the Subwoofer 300, so here you have it. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I'm about to have 10,000 subscribers, so thank you again so much for sticking with me during these hard times. Be safe and see you soon. Thank you. Bye.